For this video, I'm continuing off of the uh, installing virtual machines using Hyper-V video. And so I'm just connected to the second on-premises virtual machine I created, the Windows Server one. So anyway, let's go to its name. So I want to change that, so you click it. And you could change it here. And on premise VM2. Click OK. It says to restart to get it, but I'm not going to restart now. On-prem, VM2. Let me actually change that again. On-prem VM2, okay. And before I restart, I want to do go to Ethernet here, click IPv4. See IPv6 is enabled. Right click here, go to properties, scroll down. I want to turn off IPv6, so uncheck it. And IPv4 here, right click, click in and click properties. And so I need to figure out the IP address of the network I'm on, so just click cancel. So just click OK. So we made the change to IPv6. Open up command prompt. We're just going to do ipconfig to get our IP address so that we can point to it. So 169.254, it's a PIPA address. So the reason why I wanted to add that for the IPv4, was and put that here is so that we could set up the DNS on this machine, and the domain controller is going to need to point to the DNS so it could register records on itself. So right now I'm just going to put in that address, and if it doesn't work later, I'll just change it to obtain it automatically. 169.254.2. Click OK, click OK, and now I'm going to restart it to apply the changes. I'll come back when it's ready. Alright, so finish restarting, so we just load up Server Manager again. So now we need to install Active Directory, and so we can click Add Rules and Features. Next, 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 and we want Active Directory Domain Services, so check that. Add Features, next, next, and it's just talking about Azure Active Directory, but we're not going to do that right now. And click Next, and then install. Come back when it's ready. Alright, it's done. So it says configuration required. You could either click close and then open it here, or you could just say promote the server to domain controller. Alright, so we have the deployment wizard, and we're going to add a new force, and we'll call it tutorial.com as our root domain. Do next. Just it doesn't really matter the functional level, but I'll just keep it the newest one, newest Windows Server 2016. And we want domain stuff put in. This is like a safety mode password. Says the delegation for this DNS server cannot be created because the authoritative parent zone cannot be found or does not run on Windows DNS server. And that's fine, we're not going to do that. Just click next. This is just a NetFiles domain name for like legacy machines. I'll just leave it. It automatically filled it out. I'm fine with it storing the database log files on these locations. You can change if you want. Go next. And if you want to see the script, so you can make a PowerShell script for all the settings you configured, that's how to do that. But anyway, I'm ready to install, so click next. It's going to do prerequisites check, and then you can install. Alright, the domain controller is ready to be installed. Click next. Click install, and I'll come back when it's done being installed. It's just going to restart the VM, and I'll log back in after. Alright, so I'm signing in. I just signed in as the administrator. Alright, so you'll see we have Active Directory domain services. We have DNS, so go look at it. Go to tools, and you could do whatever you want to see here. But basically, we've configured this virtual machine as a domain controller. Here's the domain. Here's our users, administrator. Here's the domain controller, on-prem VM2.